Good afternoon. We are going to be planting some carrots today. It is November 1st and I live in Central Florida, and today it's actually gotten down to 54 this morning, I think it was when I got up. So it's been a cool day, but it has actually heated up to low 70s, so it's beautiful out. And I want to get these carrots planted out because it's that time. But we're going to do short and sweet. It's a Burpee brand. Jacqueline from the Wild Floridian channel, she actually said that these are the only carrots that she eats and they're super sweet. So I'm hoping they grow really well for me and that they taste delicious because I like really sweet carrots. I just have a bag of potting mix. I'm going to fill, what is this, 15-gallon grow bag, and I have another one over here. So I'm going to use these two. I'm not going to do a lot of carrots because I actually still have some from last year. I did 4 different kinds last year. Some of them did well, some of them didn't. But they didn't get very big. I don't know if I just needed to leave them in longer, but I had interplanted them with my onions. And the carrot greens took over and the onions didn't grow. So I took out the carrots hoping that I would get onions. Well, the onions still only got like golf ball size. So I kind of got small of both doing that. So I'm doing my onions in with my tomato plants in front of them. And then I'm going to do my carrots by themselves in containers. So we're going to get the soil in here. I'm going to get some mulch actually taken out of the other one. I don't even remember what I had planted in there, but we'll add some compost or something to it later. I think it should be good for now just to get them seeded and stuff. But we'll do that, and then we'll do a little garden tour, and I'll show you how everything's growing and how some things are a little frustrating. This soil is really dry, so I'm going to have to wet it and mix it around with my hand probably. I had a little bit left in one bag, so I already did that one. These 15-gallon grow bags hold a lot of soil. I'm hoping after this year that I won't need as many, since I won't be trying so many different tomatoes. Hopefully I won't need as much soil. I'll still need compost and stuff, but I shouldn't need, because the beds are filled. I have so many vertical planters and grow bags and containers. I shouldn't need to buy like any actual soil for a long time. Hopefully. You never know what's going to happen though, or what I decide to try. So, but these bugs, man. So even though it's November, there's still a lot of bug pressure here. I'm having I'll show you guys, but I had to restart my broccoli and kale and cover them. And then they ate my tray of snapdragons, so I had to restart those and cover that. I really didn't think they would eat the flower babies. I was very wrong. The petunias, they've pretty much left alone for the most part. There's a few that have been eaten, but I don't know if those have been dug up by birds or if it's bugs. I'm not sure. So I didn't have a hard time. I know some people have a hard time starting carrot seeds. I didn't have a hard time starting them last year. I feel like the temperature is good for it here. And I just water it every day. I didn't cover mine or anything, even when the sun was shining on them and stuff. I don't know. I just watered it every day and they grew. I honestly, this is only, like I said, I would say second season. My first season was like, I started late and nothing grew. But I've actually I've gotten down like starting seeds, getting them to germinate. The part that I haven't really gotten down is getting them from the little trays, little seedlings, to big beautiful plants. So I don't know. I'm trying not to like fertilize everything all the time. I would like to do it as organically and not as fussy as I can. Maybe I just need to find the right varieties. Maybe, I don't know if I'm doing something, if there's something I can do when they're seedlings. I don't know. My peppers are doing really good though. So, I mean, some things are doing really well, but some things are not. So this one, I think I had, I had a tomato plant in here. So I had just put some mulch and that on top. So I'm actually just going to take that off and use that as mulch in here in this bed, because it's already leaves and wood and stuff. I just used pine bark mulch. And then the leaves are just from the leaves falling from these oak trees that are above us. So I'm just going to I'm taking most of that out because the carrot seeds are so small and the seedlings are so small, they won't be able to push that stuff out of the way. So I am going to try to get the majority of that out of here. And then there'll still be plenty of dirt, so it's not a big deal. But I like to reuse dirt if I can, because if you're buying dirt, it's expensive. It's just gotten more expensive. That's why I got those big yellow bags. They're from BJ's Warehouse. I mean, it's not, I don't know what kind of quality it is. I mean, I've had stuff grow in it and it's good, but you just do what you can with what you got. It was cheaper, I could get a lot of it, and I needed to fill a lot of containers, so that's what I used. So with most seeds, you don't want to do this, especially if your soil's really dry. You don't want to do this after you put your seeds in, because if you look, it'll be wet on the surface. Even if you soak it down, it'll be wet on the surface. And then when you pull that soil back, it'll be dry. Like this is all dry under here. So you have to move it around to get the soil rehydrated, for one. And even if it's like partially hydrated, but it's still a little bit dry, you still want to moisten that soil before you put seeds in, especially ones as small as the carrot seeds, because they'll just move around. And they'll all end up in one spot. And you don't want that, because then you got to really thin them out, and then you have bare spots, and it's just a lot. It makes life a lot easier if you just get your soil all moistened and stuff beforehand. Then you can just put your seeds on, cover them a little bit, sprinkle a little water over them, and you're good to go. See, like even as much water as I've put in, like all of this right here is so dry. This is probably not the optimal way to do this, but that's the best way that I've found to do it. So, and I don't want to get another container dirty and have to clean it and all that, so I just decided to do it in this grow bag that it's going to be in. I'll probably have to top it with a little more soil after I get this all done, because it'll sink down a little bit. It's hard to see with the sun. It's really bright out today, which is lovely. The sky's super clear. It's cool, sunny. I love Florida so much. It's too hot for some people, but I would rather be hot any day than be cold. So I will take it. Today, oh my gosh, it was, like I said, it was cold this morning, but I went for a walk by the water. It was so beautiful. I should have taken a picture to show you guys. I'll try to think about it next time. So pretty and sunny. A lot of people I know are closing up their gardens and getting ready for winter and stuff. And I didn't think that it would be as hard to garden in Florida as it is. Especially with the bugs and stuff. And I even have a lot of birds in my yard, and wasps and bees and all that stuff to help control them. I mean, we have like 2 growing seasons instead of 1 compared to a lot of people. But whew, the pest pressure is something else. And I want to try not to use as many chemicals as possible. I would like, to have the bees and the butterflies and stuff, but I also don't want them to eat everything either. So I don't know what the answer is for that, but we're working on it. I think I'm going to show you the garden. I think I'm doing okay for, I have some things that are doing well, some things that are not. I think for my 2nd year, I'm doing all right. I just have to, tell myself that sometimes, because it's really frustrating when you finally get some little cute seedlings. You're like, oh, they're doing so good. And you come out the next morning and they're just gone. They're just gone. They're just little tiny stems. All right. I think that's good. I think I am going to top this with a little more soil. So I have some more in this bag too. Use the rest of that. The only problem with that is now I have to wet this soil. And this soil, like, I'm making it kind of muddy. Like, you really probably shouldn't wet it this much, but it's in a grow bag and I live in Florida. So once the sun hits it for a few hours, it'll start drying out. So that'll be fine. You might not be able to do that other places, but here's kind of forgiving if you overwater your soil one time. Especially if you don't have anything in it. Now, the plants might not like it, but there's no plants in here yet, so. I really feel like gardeners are just big kids playing in the mud and the dirt. I feel that way about making bread and stuff too. I feel like I'm playing with Play-Doh. I love it. Okay. Problem is, now I gotta move this. It's gonna be heavy. Oh, it's gonna be. Ugh. Jeez. Louise. Okay. There. That'll work, I think. Like I said, these are short and sweets by Burpee. I actually had to find them online because I couldn't find them in the store, but heard they're really sweet, so we're going with it. I think I'm just gonna do maybe some spirals to make it pretty. Well, we don't want to go all the way out there, but so I just put the seeds in my hand. Sorry, my shadow. I'm like, I don't want to get in the bush. So my shadow is going to be in the way, but I just put them along the indent that I made with my finger. Oh, it's probably in the way. I'll thin these if I need to. I don't know if I will or not. We'll see. Some people do them super thick. I don't really like thinning, so I don't really want to do that. All right, so I'm just gonna try to flatten this out just a tiny bit. I'm gonna do spirals just because it's a circle container. You can do lines, it don't matter. Just a little tiny indent. It doesn't take a lot. These seeds are teeny tiny. They don't need to be deep at all. I don't want to do them too close to the side, so we'll stop there. You can barely tell where the indent is anyway. It's not really going to matter. I can thin them if I need to. Is not a particular science. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but I'm winging it. And I can't really see where my lines are very well. These are going to be all over. It's okay. We'll figure it out as we go. Alright. And then I'll just go like that over them. Some of them are going to be under the soil, some of them aren't. That's fine. As long as not too much soil is covering them, you should be good. So we'll just tamp that down. I think the key thing is, if you're not going to cover them with anything, that you need to make sure they don't dry out. I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. This one isn't as wet, so it covers a little better. But I don't think it's going to matter either way. Like I said, just got to keep it damp so that your seeds don't dry out. I just like to pat them just a little so that they just have soil contact. Not even like barely, like just lightly tap. And that's it. Our little carrot seeds are now planted. I think this is the last thing that I have to start. I'm Kaylee, if you haven't been here before. This is From Seed to Plate. Thanks for joining me in my backyard garden. I now have my carrots planted. I think that's the last thing that I have to plant for the season. So I'm going to give you a garden tour and show you how everything's doing so far. So we'll start. This is my tea bush. It's just a pollinator attractor, and it produces little purple flowers. How cute are those? The bees love them. And the leaves have more of like a grayish color. Oh, there's a bee. They're not aggressive. Normally, I have bees all over my yard and I haven't been stung once this far, so. All right, so this is the seeds we just planted. So this is my little experiment pumpkin plant. It's just planted in the native soil. So he's trying real hard to survive. Anyway, firebush. So this is a big salt and pepper. I didn't really want the big one, but this is all they had. Look at these bees. There's a little bee friend there. There's a little bee friend. There's a little bee friend there. Oh, he just flew. Where'd he go? There he goes. So this plant really attracts the bees. They love it. So that is why I brought my tomatillo over here. So these are my 3 tomatillos. I don't know if I should have put them in the same container. The one wasn't doing very well. It's just an experiment. I actually got some to grow this year. Last year I only got 1, and they needed a second one to pollinate. So that's my little pumpkin. I put radishes in there because I heard that it keeps the vine borers away. We shall see. So this pumpkin vine goes from this container underneath these, back there, over behind these containers, under my fire bush, and I'm trying to get it to wrap around the fire bush. There's the end right there. So I'm pushing them back that way. So hopefully, I'm hoping it'll just grow throughout this, and then it will make some Seminole pumpkins for me. So that's my little native garden bed plus a few additions. This is my already shaded by the oak trees tomato and onion bed. Well, both the in-ground beds are tomato and onion beds. But these tomatoes are doing really well. And then we have our onions down here growing. They're doing really good. My tomatoes in my other bed aren't doing as well, but you know, I think it's a dirt issue, the soil that I'm using. So this is what I meant. I had to cover, this is a broccoli. This is the Waltham, I think. But we have little babies that haven't been eaten yet since they're covered. There's a little banana plant that I took maybe 6 or 7 banana peppers off a few days ago. This is another broccoli. So I did a few because bugs. Yeah, that was a broccoli. Got eaten. And then we have another broccoli. I think, what was it? Sun King or something is this variety. I still have my basil going strong. This is just random zinnia and some garlic that's coming up. I'm just seeing what happens. I don't know. I didn't have anything else to put in there, so it's fine. So this is supposed to be snapdragons. I see like 2. Let's see if we can get in there. Zoom in. Focus. There's one right there. Anyway, I won't focus. That one doesn't have any. So this one under here, there's a bunch. So that's why this one's covered, because the bugs ate the ones that I had in a tray. So we're covering those because I would like to get some snapdragons. Would be nice because they're so pretty. This is my mango tree. He's doing well. He's a few years old, so hopefully I get some mangoes this year. That'd be awesome. This is a white zucchini. Same with the one over here. It's a white zucchini. So this is my petunia vertical planter. It's doing well. Some of them, I mean, it looks like all of them are surviving except for like, I'm pretty sure a bird or a caterpillar took these out. So that pocket, this pocket had a plant this size in it, and it looked like it was like pecked off. Like the leaves weren't eaten, but all the leaves were like detached. So I don't know if there was a bug on it and a bird was trying to get it or what. But these are all purple petunias in a pink planter. I think if I can get this filled out, it's going to be beautiful. And I started these petunias from seed. I heard they're really hard to start, but like I said, I have gotten really good at starting seeds. It's just getting them from like this point to a big plant. All right, so I also have kale, which I had to cover because bugs kept eating it. So I got a little one there. And I got a bunch of little ones here, so I'll just let them grow and get bigger. Yeah, so they ate this one. There's little stubs, plant there. And then there's another little one. So then I have nasturtium, and this is 4 o'clock. I also planted one of these out in the front to see how it does. This one actually is doing really well. I'm pretty excited. They're like a pretty coral pink color. The one out front is still live, it's just smaller, but it says they do well with not so good soil. So we'll see. This is my mulberry. He's not looking so hot, but neither are any of the other ones in the area. So that's okay. It's a tree. It loses its leaves. Now this vertical planter, I'm pretty proud of right now. So this one has Lesia peppers, banana peppers, jalapenos, these little flowers. I think they're lobelia. I don't know if that's how you say it. And then I also have this little tomato plant is not looking so good. The other one on the other side, I'll turn it and show you in a minute, that they're the same thing, but that one's already growing tomatoes and it's much bigger. So, but I have a bunch of these. Oh, I think that's a tiny Tim. These are called silvery fir, and they have flowers. I think they're grow time's like 50 days or something, which I already have little tomatoes on it. Super excited. Little tomato there. A couple tomato hornworms got to them, but that's okay. They didn't hurt the plants too much. So these are all the peppers. This is Alessia pepper. This already has more growing on it. I harvested 6 off of here 2 days ago, I think. And then my jalapeno plant is doing amazing. It has so many growing. The only problem is they're super, super hot. So I don't know how many of them I'll be able to use. I think I have 5 or 6 of the silvery fir plants. Look, more tomatoes, more flowers. Lobelia, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Those are so pretty. They just keep growing and growing. I haven't been doing anything extra for them. Oh, there's Tyson making his appearance, if you didn't already hear him barking. So yeah, this is my other tiny Tim. I'm not saying he looks amazing because his leaves, I think I needed to feed him sooner. But this top growth looks great. And we have little tomatoes. So the most exciting thing about this planter is that I have a lavender flower. So I started this lavender from seed last year and it has grown. I have lavender on the other side of this too. I have 2 pockets of it, but that is my first lavender flower and I'm so excited for it. All right, so this is the vertical planter that is by far doing the best. I love it. And then over here is my little nursery. So I just had extra seeds out. These are the white zucchinis, all 4 of these, in case the ones in the pots got eaten or didn't do well. I just started more because I had the seed out already. This is a little mulberry that I propagated from the one that's in the bigger pot in case something happened to that. So those were my broccoli and my kale, but they both got eaten out of the containers. That's why I had to restart seeds. Yeah, and these were my snapdragons. They've actually, some of them started to grow back and they just got eaten again. So here we are. So this one I'm experimenting and I'm gonna grow squash. So I have honey nut and Delcata, I think is the name of the other one. So these are the honey nut. They have sprouted. So I'm not gonna grow 2, I'm just gonna grow 1. I just wanna see which one does best and I'll let that grow. I have not seen, the Delcata has not sprouted yet. So I might have to replant those seeds, I don't know. I transplanted outrageous and butter crunch lettuce, and one of each is doing very well. The other one's died. Look, that looks beautiful. That's the outrageous. And this is the butter crunch. And I know my lid doesn't match. They didn't have the right color when I wanted it, whole thing. Anyway, these look beautiful. And they haven't gotten eaten so far. All right, strawberry planter. So all the plugs that I got that I showed you guys that I planted are doing really well. I really don't know. I'll probably give them some feed. I don't know. I need to look up when. But they're doing good. I changed the soil, so it seems to be draining much better. There's, I think, only 3 that I transplanted, these ones down here, that I transplanted that I had already from last year that are doing well. The rest have died. That's okay. There's one random one there. And then these are all plugs that I got. I started a few things up here. I honestly don't remember what. I should have labeled. I know better. I thought I would remember. I do know that here and here, I started trigemicide, and they keep getting eaten. I have there's little stems in here that keep getting eaten, and this, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. If you are a Florida gardener and you start seedlings outside and you don't have a screened in area, how do you protect them? I feel like there's probably no way unless you put them in screen or something, but I don't have a screen in patio. I really don't want to grow all this stuff inside until they're a big plant. I don't want to be that fussy. So if you have any suggestions on keeping little buggies off my little seedlings, even starting the seeds outside, I'm having a hard time doing because they keep eating them. So, but anyway. So these are my tomato plants over here. So these ones are doing okay. These ones on this end. However, I also have onions. All the onions are down there. So these are not doing so good. I think they're overwatered. I think that's the main issue. Because the soil I put in them is pretty dense. I don't think it drains well enough. I think that's the main problem. It could be something else. I don't know. But I put new soil in this bed, and I think it's just, it doesn't drain enough. So we also have my sad blueberry bushes. If anyone has suggestions for blueberry bushes in Florida, let me know. Because these are super sad. They look like not quite this bad last year, but pretty close, and they still grew. Only one produced some fruit, but so this one has some new pretty growth. This one doesn't like to do as well, but you know. Thanks for joining me in my backyard garden today, guys. Like I said, if you have any suggestions about the buggies, let me know. If you have any suggestions about blueberries, let me know, especially in ground in Florida. I don't know if it's not acidic enough. I honestly haven't done a soil test or anything, so that would probably be a good first step. But I don't really want to. Maybe next year. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you are enjoying gardening as much as I am, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye.